Tonight, a report card is out on racial barriers in the local housing market.
5 on your side's Laura Barczewski got an exclusive early look at the St. Louis Realtors Association report before it was released today. Laura?
Mike and Kelly, some people may not remember this, but back in September of 2022, the St. Louis Realtors Association made an apology for their part in housing discriminatory practices. Now they're hoping this report can help them take action. The St. Louis region has a tough home buying history. Redlining was the letter of the law starting in the 1930s, and you can literally see the red line of what were considered, quote, hazardous neighborhoods on this map from 1937.
They couldn't go to live in this various area because they wanted to keep it a certain containment of cultures.
The Fair Housing Act of 1968 outlawed discriminatory practices, but the Reimagining St. Louis report from St. Louis Realtors showed it had lasting impacts. St. Louis Realtors Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Dr. Amanda Clare, says barriers to homeownership for African Americans still persist.
So there have been barriers as far as credit, looking at the amount of debt that African American family has, having access to the literature that is needed for financial literacy. And so with those lots of barriers building up over time, it makes that gap wider.
Let's dig into the data. The report looked at 75,000 home purchases in St. Louis City and County. It showed Black homebuyers face higher mortgage denial rates across all neighborhood types, and that can happen for a variety of reasons. Black couples earn an average household income of $80,888 compared to $152,424 for non-Black couples. And the median credit score for Black buyers is 718 compared to 776 for non-Black buyers. When Caleb Bobo was buying his first home, he saved for 3 years and focused on his credit score, but he knew it was still going to be a challenge, putting in nearly a dozen offers just to get denied.
I'm a single guy at the time trying to afford a house and compete with borrowers who may have two incomes. So it just really took a lot of patience.
But Caleb says he was lucky because at an early age, his parents introduced him to banking and the financial sector, and he later turned that into a career.
I felt a little bit more comfortable navigating it, but I have so many family members, so many friends who don't have that same level of comfort. And I think that's a real reality that a lot of Black borrowers have.
Some of the recommendations from the report include expanding access to affordable mortgage credit, more financial literacy programs, addressing student loan debt, and changing credit score models to reflect rent and utility payments. St. Louis Realtors also has a big expo coming up on October 18th where they're going to have a lot of resources for anybody interested in buying a home. Reporting live downtown, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.